Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to Extinguished Motorsports. Here, first of all, for your short qualifying session. Hopefully you enjoyed the tunes at the start of the stream. We have opted to use some of the older music that we used to use on the channel, but I have, recently got very lazy with the music and don't tend to put any of it on anymore. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, new music on the stream. Right then, Extinguished Motorsports is what we have for commentary tonight, and it is Don Pedrito, just on provisional pole now, as Pepe's now takes it away. Extremely wet conditions here in Austria then, for tonight's race, and it is round 4 of the season then in Extinguished, where we started all those 4 weeks ago, and here we are now in Austria, a track that is usually pretty fun to to get involved with, ladies and gents, here in the Austrian Alps. But Owen then as your provisional pole sitter at this moment in time. Very early stages, and people that are in the chat, I appreciate you being here. Fry for Life, Charlie, Drew, and a few others, I assume, in here with us today. But hopefully tonight's commentary will be okay for you, coming right off the back of a 5-lap championship, ladies and gents, in WRC, and now straight into another one. This is a wet qualifying session there, everybody, and Ferrari for Life is the quickest driver. Remember, these are realistic performance cars, and Ferrari for Life in a Ferrari, so not doing too bad in that. That is a decent car, and he's done pretty well actually to land up with that car. So that is of course all good to him. But we have around 10 minutes of qualifying remaining, if I am correct. 12 minutes, never mind. But Passy is your provisional pole sitter. Ferrari for Life 2, Owen 3, Lee Boy QAV in 4. That is strong from Lee Boy in the early stages. Very strong indeed. But the format for tonight then, ladies and gentlemen, is that we are going to have a short qualifying session, which is right now, 12 minutes remaining. Fatality, the quickest driver. It's been a while, Fatality, but he's back, and 1 minute 16.555. He's on provisional pole then here in Austria. That is strong going for him. But what I was going to say was, if I can remember what I was talking about, we have, short qualifying, about 10 minutes remaining, 11 minutes. Then we have a 50% race, which takes about 40 minutes. And then after the 40-minute race, we are going to have a top 3 interview with the top 3 drivers. At the minute, Fatality, Passy, and Ferrari for Life are the quickest drivers. But that, of course, as you know it, is much different than the race. As Passy now takes provisional pole by 0.04 of a second, and the gap between the drivers just getting a little bit smaller as the laps come in, and the drivers starting to close the gaps quite nicely. It's looking good then for them at the moment, as Passy on provisional pole with 11 minutes remaining. But if you're in the chat then, everybody, let us know. 6 people in the Jack Crossley Comms chat. We are on the verge of 800 followers. If you haven't followed already, please make sure you send over one, because we need around 8 more, I think, to the 800. And then, this year it's got to be the 1,000 followers, hasn't it? We've got to get there this year somehow, hopefully. We should hopefully get there if we commentate enough leagues and come across enough new people to, of course, follow, because that is the issue with what I'm doing at the minute. Everybody that are in this league, most people here have probably followed me already, and there's no one else to follow me, is there? So maybe I need to do some more racing leagues. But Passy is your provisional pole sitter then. Fatality 2, Ferrari for Life in third. Go Ferrari. Who said that? Mate. Good luck tonight, though. Very good luck tonight. Third place for Ferrari for Life at the minute. And that is not a bad qualifying time. I spoke to him, I believe, on Tuesday, yesterday, in WRC for the interview room after finishing in the top 3. And he is here today, at the minute, P3 in Extinguished Motorsports. That is much different than finishing P3 in the actual Grand Prix. But still, he could be on for a nice position today, and possibly in the interview room with us later. Or the back end then sliding out for Ferrari for Life, who is going to mess up that outlap, and maybe the tyre might be a little bit more cooked, but they should be okay. This is of course, the intermediate tyres and in very cold conditions, and these conditions are going to allow the car to stay within a cool working temperature. You know, of course, even though they're running at such high speed, speed freak with 1:15.7. That is absolutely rapid for the Kick Sauber. The man in the slowest car tonight sets provisional pole. Andrew Pittsmith now sets second place, 1:15.9. It's seeming to get drier out there on the track. And this is where qualifying is going to start to ramp up and get more exciting as it goes on tonight. 8 minutes remaining then. And we have Speed Freak in the Kick Sauber, the slowest car on the grid, setting provisional pole at the moment. As the dry line forms, the drivers are going to start to feel the track and the grip just coming together below them. And this is where it's going to really start to get a lot more exciting. Owen is now on pole in the Racing Bull. This is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Owen takes pole position this evening. And now Ferrari for Life is going to take it back. These are never ending then, are they? With the drivers, ladies and gentlemen, as we have got Ferrari for Life, who sets pole position provisionally now. The times are going to start to fly in, and this is where it is going to get very much more exciting, ladies and gentlemen, for everybody. As Ferrari for Life is your race leader, qualifying leader at the minute with 1:14.228 as a qualifying time. That has set him pole as he's massively ahead here of Owen, who is going to want to try and go around again when possible. He's got the fuel lights on at the moment, so he won't be able to give it another go. Dom Pedrito is down by half a second then in the middle, in the first sector, in the middle sector for him. Now into the end of the middle, and it is a 1.3 seconds down for this man. Not what he wants at all. As he will dive into another lap around then on the intermediate tyres. The tyres do last a little bit longer on these inters. Like I've brushed over before, the temperatures just stay minimised in these, you know, cold and wet conditions. Of course, it is dripping wet with rain right now, and Ferrari for Life is your provisional pole sitter. 6 minutes remaining. The Ferrari on pole. Passy now is going to be provisional pole, 1:13.1, and slowly but surely the times are starting to speed up around here in Austria. 1:15s to 1:17s, they are slow here in Austria, of course. Lap times in the dries can reach 1:3s. It's very, very quick around here, and of course the wet is slowing everybody down quite rapidly, quite a lot. But it's 5 minutes remaining here in qualifying. Then if you're in the chat, welcome in this evening. You are here for Extinguished Motorsports Austria for the 4th round of the season. And it is Passy towards the line now to start another lap today. 5 minutes remaining of this qualifying session. And we have the Alpine of Passy going at it once again. Realistic performance here for the drivers then, as they are going to try and give it everything they have. And it's 4 minutes left then, everybody, with Passy with 1 minute 13.1 as his quickest time. Non-EOS mode for him right now as he comes around and will go into the pit lane. On this go, it is 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and Pepe is set second place right now here in Extinguished Motorsports. Fatality running in 5 as Andrew Pittsmith now sets a second place with 3 minutes remaining. That is what he wants to do. There's an Aston Martin of Fatality. Sorry, it's a teammate Leroy QAV coming round. Then he's invalidated this lap around, but he's going again now, and this will be another flying lap for Leroy QAV down in P11 at the minute, but looking to improve on his first go. Pepe sets provisional pole. Absolutely brilliant for him then. Leeboy's invalidated again on this on a round, unfortunately. Pepe's in the Haas then on provisional pole in the first corner. Red 44 dog heading slowly. Don Pedrito now on pole, and it's just about timing it correctly in this qualifying session now, as there's a Haas coming round of AP who will be going into the pit lane at the minute. There's another few drivers coming round as well, looking like the Racing Bulls. It's the other one though, of Owen, who's on an out lap. There's an Aston Martin coming through as well, a Fatality. Never mind, still Leroy QAV, who has, of course, invalidated on that other go around. Speed Freak is coming through and has set fastest middle sector, apparently, but he is not on the lap right now. 100% battery still in the non-EOS mode as well. Round the final corner then goes the Kick Sauber of Speed Freak, the slowest car he is in. He's going to head up towards the line now then, is Speed Freak. Is this going to be pole position for him? He crosses the line and improves into P7. Makes an improvement, but not going on the lap now, unfortunately, for him. Fatality, he now starts a lap down in 8th position, 1 minute 14.5. The wet conditions are nowhere near as bad as when we started, and looking a lot better actually. If you squint, it looks pretty dry out there now. As fastest first sector at the moment, fastest first sector for this man. It's Fatality in the Aston Martin then, who is looking for pole. 20% battery left in that battery at the moment, and looking to deploy that at the right moment in the middle sector. 1.8 seconds is the gap, and he has found that time. At the minute, contact on the Kick Sauber. Leeboy QAV sets pole position here in Extinguished Motorsports. Where has that come from? Over the line then, it's another driver across the line of Passy. It might be his teammate actually. It might have been a Williams actually, Stray Dog in P11. Leeboy QAV on pole position at the moment, but is anybody out there improving? Has Leeboy just set his first ever pole position in a league race? That is really good going from him then. A few outlaps still on the track and only a few minutes remaining of the session. 20 seconds then. Fry for Life might not make it towards the line. 20 seconds here. Is he going to make it over the line then? The Ferrari doing what he can. I think he will make it. 15 seconds, and we have got Leeboy QAV in a bit of trouble here. This is going to be a quick lap from Fry for Life as Passy now takes pole from Leeboy, 2.9 seconds quicker, and the Alpine is now on pole position then ahead of Leeboy in the Aston Martin. Don Pedrito finishes qualifying in 3rd, Pepe's 4, Red 44 Dog in 5, Andrew Pittsmith in 6. But Passy on pole in P1 then. It is Leeboy QAV, P2 or below now. Defenceless is Fry for Life, up by 9/10 in the fastest first sector. I feel like this man might just be able to snatch pole today if this lap goes his way. Andrew Pittsmith has completed qualifying now as Stray Dog sets P4 in qualifying. Look at that for Stray Dog. That is a time and a half, isn't it? Brilliant lap for him as he sets pole 4 position, in tonight's race. As now Perceivable sets P2. Great improvement from him Got an Aston Martin coming round, a Fatality, who's going to cross the line. Fuel light is on. He is running very light, and over the line goes the Aston Martin. He now sets third place, drops his teammate down a position. Ferrari for life now, heading round the final few corners. Then this man's on for pole today. It's been up in the first and second sectors round the final corner for the Ferrari this evening in a very quick car. This could be pole then for Ferrari for life. Across the line, it is pole by a huge, huge margin. Ferrari for life sets pole position this evening. Then on the soft compound tyres, that is the end of qualifying. It is Ferrari for life 1, Passy 2, Perceivable 3, Fatality 4, Leeboy QAV lines up in P5, Don Pedrito 6, Stray Dog P7, Pepe's 8, Red 44 Dog 9, and Andrew Pittsmith rounds off the top 10. What a qualifying. And validated about 5 laps before. Oh, man. That's why I was out there for 6 minutes. Oh, we might have a restart because Speed Freak is not happy with something. But Ferrari for life then takes pole by 1.9 seconds. Passy 2, Perceivable 3, Fatality 4 then with Leeboy QAV lining up in 5. Don Pedrito 6. It is Stray Dog. Stray Dog in 7. Pepe's in 8. Red 44 Dog 9. And Andrew Pittsmith in 10. Noah in the chat. I hope you're good, man. I know I only saw you an hour ago, but yeah, I'm very good, mate. It's good to see you. Welcome back. Glad to have you back in the chat tonight. If you haven't already, drop a follow, because we are nearing 800 followers, 792 I believe we're at the minute, and 8 more. We've hit that 800 goal with 8 more followers, only 8 more people. Ask your friends, guys, get your family to do it. We're nearly there, very nearly there. Speed Freak wants to restart, but I hope we don't, to be fair, because it makes it drag on, man. But we'll see. Don't take me as a restart, guys. Don't leave or anything. I'm just waiting to see if Stray Dog says anything. I think we're going, though. Okay. Waiting on the side of the track then, waiting for Stray Dog's word. He's in the chat right now messaging, so we'll find out what he decides to say. And I think we should just get on with it, in my opinion. And that, the issue can be sorted later, but we will find out. What league is this? This is Extinguished Motorsports. And in Extinguished Motorsports, they run the realistic performance cars on the Wednesday evenings. We do short qualifying, 50% race, and then I do top 3 interviews of the drivers after this is all finished. So 40 minutes of racing action, and then, of course, then we're going to have your interviews. We might have a restart, but don't take my word for it. We're just waiting to see what Stray Dog says. He's messaging in the chat right now. So we'll find out what he decides to do. I'm hoping we get on with it. I really am. Reporter, and he gets dealt with. Lobby resets for a lobby lag out. Or something like last week. Yeah, that's fair play. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, no restarts today. This is it then. Get straight into the action. Formation lap begins here in Extinguished Motorsports. And Ferrari for life is the man on on pole position, sorry. Here today, of course. Passy, second place. Perceivable in third. 4 is Leeboy QAV, which is a great start, and actually the best start he's ever had, of course, in Extinguished Motorsports. as we should be in for a good race tonight, and I hope you're all looking forward to it. I'm very much looking forward to see Lee Boy QAV here today, because this is his best starting position of the league, and I would love to see how well he performs. Throw for Life on pole position, one of the WRC drivers, of course, is here tonight. I think he's the only one here tonight. He is. Should have been Billy Mewis as well, but he didn't turn up, unfortunately. Would have been 14 drivers, but we didn't get that many tonight. Round the final corner then for the drivers who are going to line up on the grid for a 40-minute race session here in Austria, where you're going to see there's going to be a significant amount of laps, probably 38 possibly. And that is because, of course, of how short these laps are. These get over and done with very, very quick. Best no, let's go. I might as well watch it. Of course, some of the WRC drivers in here. This should be good. As Fry for Life on pole position then here for the 4th round of Extinguished Motorsports. Yes, it is Realistic Performance. Best Noah. As ahead of the drivers, the 5 lights are about to get on. Here we go then. Fry for Life on pole position, ahead of Passy in 2nd place, Percival in 3rd as well. The lights go out here in Austria, and then it's lights out and away we go. And Fry for Life is off the line pretty decently, but he's already got Passy up the inside line trying to challenge him. Here's the Aston Martin then of Leeboy QAV. He started P4 and he's already making a big lunge then. He is going to lose out on that place already. Leeboy QAV down to P4, trying to fight, and then up in front, used a lot of his battery already. The same with the guys up at the front as well though, as Fry for Life maintaining his lead right now. It is Leeboy now who switches back underneath to try and get himself back under in the correct position. Percival running in 3rd, then trying to get through past Passy here in Austria with 36 laps in front of us, and Percival looks for the inside line here on the Aston Martin, who now goes around the outside. Leeboy QAV goes for 3rd place today. Is Leeboy going to take it on the first lap of the race then? He is through past the Williams, and Leeboy QAV in the Aston Martin leads ahead of that battle right now. It is Fry for Life though that leads the main race at the minute in the Ferrari. Passy 2nd place, half a second gap then as they round off the first lap of this Grand Prix. We have a spinner, I believe, at the back or something, a bit of carnage because yellow flags have come out. Speed Freak and Red 44 locked then, bringing a bit of carnage at the back, and I think maybe an end plate broken there on one of the cars. It is Davey in the Ferrari down in P12 as loads of position changes here in the back of the pack, and Round has gone Stray Dog Racing, unfortunately losing places again, and he is now at the very back of the grid, dead last. Speed Freak in 3rd then, as he's now dead last. Stray Dog goes into 12th place. It is Fatality P11 strategy on your screen. It's a 2-stop and the 3-stop that we are looking at this evening as we go back up to the front. And Leeboy QAV still running in 3rd, Patty 2, and Fry for Life is still your race leader. Percival is going to be 4 as Don Pedrito homing in on the back side of him here with a 3/10 of a second gap between them. The Racing Bull is gaining on the Williams, but are we going to see a move on this very lap around? Yellow flags then in that first sector, and it is an Aston Martin of Fatality who was once on provisional pole earlier on. He has now fell down the order and unfortunately back of the grid, dead last. Fry for Life with the fastest lap. This is the battle at the back then for P11. It's Stray Dog in P12, Speed Freak in P11. He's going to try and catch him now then. He's got much more ERS, significantly more than the man in front of him, but he's not looking to make a move just yet. In front of that, a great battle then into the right-hander, turn 3 here in Austria. It is Andrew Pittsmith in P7 then. Perpy's in 9 as he drops back. Red 44 Dog now getting in front into P7. Love to see that from him then as he makes a great move. Pepe's in 9 behind his teammate. Red 44 Dog in 7. Owen and Percival in front of that. Then having a very nice scrap up at the front. It's Owen who's going to try and get in front here of Percival. He has gone up the inside line of him. Owen goes into P5 in the Racing Bull, and that is a very, very nice move, ladies and gentlemen, at the very start of this Grand Prix. Only the 3rd lap of the race then, going on to lap 4. Very early stages, but 36 long laps in front of us. And the drivers are massively getting on with this one today. Leeboy QAV is keeping Dom Pedrito at bay. Leeboy not got much ERS. He's got half battery. Dom Pedrito has got much less than Leeboy at the moment, and he could be on the podium today. We could have Drew Leeboy in the chat with us this evening for an interview, but Dom Pedrito has made that move and took that P3 away from him. It is Leeboy down to 4 now. Owen running in 5 and not too far behind. If these guys in front keep squabbling, this could be, you know, all taken for Owen. He could really be there and take it. Yellow flags in the final corner, and it is fatality once over in the Aston Martin. Unfortunately for him, now retires from the session on the track, and he, of course, didn't retire in the pit lane as you really should do. So there's going to be the car not knowing where to park up on the side of the track as the Aston Martin now parks up and will retire. As Ferrari for Life is going to come and fly past him. The Aston Martin now out of the Grand Prix. Passy now is 2.5 behind the race leader on lap 5 of 36. Dom Pedrito running in 3rd then. Leeboy QAV running in 4th. Oh, on the back end there for Dom Pedrito, sliding out a little bit. Leeboy watching that as Owen is not far behind him either in the Racing Bull and gaining here for a possible overtake round the outside line. He looks for it, does break a little bit later to try and get the edge on this Aston Martin, but the Racing Bull just about has to stick behind. Not enough room there for him to make that pass, and not enough power from the engine to actually let him through, because Leeboy is going to hold that place. Yellow flags once again in the Ferraris round of Davey in P12, then back of the grid in P12, and unfortunately loses out then, which is a shame to see. But Ferrari for Life then in that P1 position, and the man in front at the minute. We might just get to speak to him on an interview once again, as we always do. He's getting top 3 quite consistently, and today he is leading by 4 seconds then. He is, of course, one of the quicker drivers here in Extinguished Motorsports, and with the help of a Ferrari, this is going to be his kind of race. Passy then 2nd place. Dom Pedrito running in 3rd. Leeboy QAV still 4. Owen 5. Perceivable P6. Andrew Pittsmith 7. 8 is Red 44 Dog. Then he's closing in on Andrew Pittsmith here with a 1/10 of a second gap. Now he is through past him into P7. Goes Red as he goes off the track onto the gravel traps here, then loses a place to AP. Pepe's now is going to be on the scene to try and make a pass, and he's done that absolutely well. Pepe's now goes into 8th place, ladies and gentlemen. Gets ahead. Is Passy quick? I imagine so. If he's keeping up with Ferrari for Life in a Ferrari, Passy is he's very quick, yeah. But of course, seeming to struggle a little bit with Ferrari for Life in that Ferrari, because 5.4 seconds now is the gap, and slowly but surely gaining. As here is Ferrari then in the Ferrari, and he's going to head round the final corner to begin lap 8 of 36. He is the man in front by 6.7 seconds, and he is absolutely flying. Doing very well in this race. No pit stops have come in yet from the main bulk of the drivers, but they are going to start to come in very, very soon, of course. as I see what a lot of people started on. Leeboy QAV with the first penalty of the day. But off the track there goes E. Williams of Percival, as he's got the two Hasses behind him, which are going to soon start closing up on him. Andrew Pittsmith here is going to go up the inside line, trying to get ahead of Percival when he can. Massively closer to him here, but not enough for AP. And now going forward again, Andrew Pittsmith then on Percival, up the inside line. He does make that pass and gets ahead. Andrew Pittsmith now into P6, Percival P7, Pepe's then in 8 as he's watching this one unfold. All right, man, I'm ahead off. Great racing today so far. See you soon. Cheers, mate. Thanks for your support this evening throughout the whole night. Good to see you, and hopefully see you at some point during the week. But yeah, thanks, mate. See you later. It's Fire for Life then. Your pole sitter and race leader, Passy, with a 3-second penalty. That is a second penalty we get today then. Owen now with a pit stop, the first one we see of the day. And he is, Stray Dog has been in as well, I didn't realise that. But Owen is now in 4 new tyres, and it's going to be the hard compound possibly till the end, or it could be the hards, then back onto the mediums for the final few. But at the minute, it is looking like Owen is going to be down in P10 and on the brand new hard compounds then as he comes out. A few drivers have started on the hards, a few have started on the mediums. Majority, though, to be fair, are on the hards right now, meaning we're going to see some late pit stops today because of those hard compound tyres. They should run for a good while. These laps are short. They should be able to go a while on those tyres. And we're already 9 laps in. And they are seeming to look okay at the minute. Davey with a 3-second time penalty. Speaking of penalties, we have got 3 for Passy, for Leeboy, and for Davey, all with time penalties. As lap 10 of 36 begins, the equivalent to 2 5-lap races we've completed here then. At the minute, of course, I did 7 5-lap races earlier on, one of them being Austria. Leeboy QAV in the pit lane now, and he will be getting some brand new hard compounds, I can only assume. Yes, it is the hard compound for Leeboy. Now he will go on them most likely till the end. Back to the main straight then. We've got some action here. This is going to be a battle, isn't it? Look at this then. Passy and Don Pedrito in 2nd and 3rd. Passy is just about in front there, and P2 is all his. Fire for Life is leading then in this Grand Prix still, but these guys in 2nd and 3rd are giving it their all, and they head round then to begin lap 11 of this Grand Prix, and the Ferrari crosses the line. Davey in the pit lane, the other Ferrari crosses it and starts lap 11. Here's Don Pedrito, who goes around the outside line of Passy, who goes into the pit lane, and Don Pedrito continues on then. He will be taking 2nd place after that. Of course, one of the drivers that are on the hard compound tyres, Passy, did start on those mediums. He is the only driver left on the mediums. He will go in now, get those onto hards. Unless he's on the mediums again. He is. Medium, hard then. Different strategy going here for Passy. 2-stop he's going to try, as he is on the medium hard strat now, coming out of the pit lane just behind a kick Sauber, so losing out on a position that he could have had there, unfortunately. But lap 11 and Fry for Life, still your race leader by now, nearly 13 seconds, and pure domination from him. Like, of course, the first round of the season where we were in Austria, we had Billy Mewis win by a huge margin. That could happen again today with Ferrari. 13 seconds the gap, and of course at some point he will have to make a pit stop, but everybody behind him are on the same strategy as him. They're all going to pit around the same time, depending on, of course, the tyre wear that they have and how good the actual car that they're in deals with the tyre wear. But Fire for Life should be laughing. He should be happy in this car, of course. Ferrari, that it is. And you know, they haven't done amazingly in recent years, but I think 4th in the Constructors' Championship in 2025, and they are here, you know, in 2025 game, should be around that kind of pace, which isn't too bad, is it? Fire for Life then, leading quite well. Somebody is round, and it looks like a Haas of Pepe's then into the first corner. He has lost his rears, and oh no, not good for him. as he will get himself back on the circuit. Not entirely sure how that has happened, but must have got a bit trigger happy then on the throttle and spun the car around. That is quite a common mistake, especially if you have no traction control on. Of course, if you are in a bit of a low gear and you put too much throttle down, of course that can send a bit too much power to the rear wheels and spin the vehicle, as you go into the corner. But lap 13 of 36 then. As in the pit lane goes Percival in the Williams. He's going to make a pit stop this evening. Percival then going in for some new tyres. And he's on the hards at the minute, so we're looking like he's going to get the mediums are waiting for him. The mediums then, of course, which is what we're expecting. Lap 13, though, a bit early to pit on the hards, don't you think? Only 13 laps in, we've not even reached half-race distance yet, and you'd expect to go over that with a hard compound tyre set. But he is coming now as Percival on brand new mediums now, exiting the pit lane on them. Leeboy QAV now with a bit of a battle here on Passy. These guys are going at it. P8 and P9. Leeboy does get into P8 then after this. And Ferrari for life up at the front makes his first pit stop of the day. At the same time, up the inside line then is Passy on Leeboy, trying to make his pass here and get ahead. These guys are fighting brilliantly today. Can Leeboy keep himself in front though, with Percival just behind right now? Passy, sorry. Just in front of him here, battling away like his life depends on it. And Passy a little bit off the circuit there, just about keeping himself on as the Aston Martin and Leeboy. He's also now holding his car on the outside. He wants this position very badly, and he spins the car. Leeboy then spins the rears, very much hits the Alpine there as they hit round the final corner. And Leeboy didn't really lose out on much here then, as he's still fighting with the Alpine. They go side by side. It is the Aston Martin who gets into P6 then, up in towards the first corner. Loads of pit stops have just come in. Andrew Pittsmith then, speed freaks in the pit lane as well. We've seen Ferrari for life, who pitted, has now come out second place, and only 4.3 to Dom Pedrito in front. This race is strongly in the favour of Ferrari for life. He is driving a phenomenal race, and that big gap that he had between him and the guys behind earlier on, that is now worked out brilliantly in his favour, because he is now coming out of the pit lane in second place, which is what he needs. And you see that is what he needed. Dom Pedrito now in the pit lane. He's going to get the new tyres on as well. For the hard compound then, the drivers are going to pit for some new tyres, and it is going to be the mediums then, possibly another set of mediums till the end they're going to try. But Dom Pedrito, pit lane on the mediums. Red 44 Dog now going on to the mediums as well, and the same strategy is being applied across the grid here. Lap 16 of 36 then, and we're slowly eating the laps up. There's only 2 more laps and we have reached half-race distance. This is going pretty quickly, actually. This is quite an enjoyable race, quite chill. Not everything going on, but there's also just now and then, there is bits of action to watch, just like this one then, with Andrew Pittsmith and Leeboy QAV. Andrew Pittsmith here is going to go for a move on Leeboy, looks for the inside line. Is that going to be a pass for him then? The Haas car making a move. And the Aston Martin does lose out, unfortunately. A good pass there for AP, who in the Haas car has managed to pull in front then in 6th position. Ladies and gentlemen, your top 3 is Ferrari for Life, Owen and Dom Pedrito, the 2 Racing Bulls currently both on the podium this evening, which is really, really good for them. As there's Davey at the back then, being lapped by some of the drivers here up at the front of the grid. It's Ferrari for Life now with an 18.6 second gap and counting. 18.8, and the gap just keeps getting larger and larger as Owen is behind there, not pitted yet on the hard compound tyres. It's Dom Pedrito in 3rd place. He is on the mediums. Let's see pit stops actually. He has pitted, sorry, Owen has. He is on the hards then after pitting earlier on. My bad, I forgot about that. But we head in towards the first corner then. Dom Pedrito here for a contest on Owen, and he has managed 2nd place quite easily here. Dom Pedrito finds P2 this evening in the Racing Bull, and he is now ahead in this race. Owen, 3rd place. We've got Davey then down at the back in P12. Unfortunately, he's not gone his way today. Lee Boy up the inside line here of Red 44 Dog, then goes into 7th position. Lee Boy finds another place, and he does get ahead of the Alpine, now making positions up. He's trying to keep himself in the mix here, and it is a shame because he started 4th place, but it just has gone a little bit downhill for him. He's one of the drivers with a penalty as well, so he can't even gain off of that. But the only drivers without penalties is Pepe, Stray Dog, AP, Owen, and Ferrari for Life. Passy with a 3-second time penalty then, ladies and gentlemen. As here's Ferrari for Life then, and he makes his way round and towards the line. This Ferrari has driven an absolutely brilliant race, and we've reached half race distance now then. Only half remaining, and we are complete with this one this evening. Ferrari for Life then with a 20-second gap is going to cross the line and be the race leader once again on the 19th time around this circuit. Dom Pedrito sat in 2nd place, then 20 seconds behind. Owens in 3rd, Passey's in 4, then Andrew Pittsmith 5, Percival P6, Leeboy QAV P7, Red 44 Dog 8, then Pepe's is 9, Speed Freak in 10, Stray Dog 3 Racing 11, and Davey currently sat in 12th place right now then, as he is going to make his way round. Here's the Haas then of Andrew Pittsmith. Passes in front of him. Is AP going to make a move here? 4th place could be his if he takes it. And he's gone round the outside line, then swooped through. And AP is into 4th place. Andrew Pittsmith with a place up again. That is just what he wanted to hear. And Andrew Pittsmith then finds 4th place once again. Owen then is 3rd. Dom Pedrito is 2. And Ferrari for Life, as we know it, still your leader, starting the 20th lap of the Grand Prix tonight. We have 16 remaining racing laps, 17 including this one, as the laps ticking by quite quickly today, as we've had 20, and that has flew by in my opinion. Quite enjoyable to watch tonight for the commentary and for the racing. As here's your battle again then, Red 44 Dog and Percival. Red is gaining on Percival here then, the Alpine pushing on the backside of Percival. Is this going to be a move then for Red 44 Dog? Getting ever closer to Percival at the moment, looking for a move, but not enough for a pass then in towards the first corner. As Davey he picks up a 3-second time penalty. And that is another penalty then to add to the tally for the drivers. Only drivers now without one is Ferrari for Life, Owen, Andrew Pittsmith, Pepes, and Stray Dog 3 Racing. Speed Freak now picks up a penalty, adds to his amount that he already has, which is a shame for him. Oh, and the Ferrari of Davey is spun around then at the back of the grid. His teammate waves goodbye to him as Ferrari for Life does go through quite easily there, and Davey out the back of the grid, unfortunately, seeming to be struggling here today. Red 44 Dog and Percival. It is P6 for Red, P7 for Percival then as the Williams is fighting on the backside of this Alpine driver. We're going to make a move here up in towards turn 3, then up the inside line. It's going to be a move for Percival on Red 44 Dog. This is a brilliant move then, if you can try and make it stick here. Both of them on the one-stop strategy at the moment, and Red 44 Dog just about holding that position, but it is far from over. Only lap 21 of 36, now 22 as the laps are ticking by. Some good action that we're witnessing from the driver. Stray Dog is at the back of the grid with Ferrari for Life coming round to lap him. He's already lapped Davey. Now he's coming round to lap Stray Dog, and it'll be the Kick Sabra Speed Freak next, and the list goes on. Then he'll hit the main bulk of the pack after that. Owen in the pit lane now then for his second stop of the evening. He's gone in now. The hard compound tyres, what he went on to for the second lap. Now going in on lap 9. On lap 22, my bad. It is Owen in the Racing Bull with hard compound tyres on again. But it seems to be battles going on then down the main straight here then with Leeboy, QAV and Pepes, who are giving it absolutely everything. The Aston Martin hanging on the outside line, who's just been able to take that position away from him today. Here we go then, into turn 1 we go on lap 23. Passy's in the pit lane then for some brand new tyres. As Owen picks up a 3-second time penalty. And the penalties, of course, are just racking up as the race goes on. There's only a select few now without any. Leeboy QAV makes a mistake and now is down to P7 after Pepe's making a move on him. He tried to get back on the track and gain the traction back as soon as possible, but there wasn't enough there for him. And it is going to be Leeboy now down in 7th. Passing Speed Freak, then P9 and P10. They change around once again. In the pit lane goes Leeboy then for his second stop, and he goes on to another set of mediums now till the end of the race. On lap 24 of 36, Stray Dog then is sat in P11 in the Williams as the drivers make their way around. We've got Red 44 Dog then making a move here on a back marker of Davey and lapping him. Unfortunately for the Ferrari, on lap 25 of 36, we're in the region now where you are going to start to see a lot of drivers getting lapped. And Ferrari for Life has got Leeboy up in his sights then to lap him. Leeboy now picks up a 3-second penalty as well. And the only drivers without them now is Ferrari for Life, Andrew Pittsmith, Peppies, and Stray Dog 3 Racing. That is impressive to go the whole race then. Maybe they've got a warning or two, but they don't have a penalty. And that is the clear difference between them and the rest of the drivers. They've driven well and very, very, very cleanly to keep it on the circuit. Perceivable now in the pit lane, as well as Red 44 Dog. It is Andrew Pittsmith and Pepe Zen running in 3rd and 4 as the Alpine and the Williams go in for new tyres, and it's going to be new sets of mediums for both of them, I believe. It is new sets of mediums for both drivers. Here's Leeboy then into the barrier there. He comes into the pit lane and he retires from the session. He is out of the Austrian Grand Prix. Definitely didn't do that on purpose. Fire for Life then in the pits now, coming out on. Has he been in the pit lane? He was in the pit lane, wasn't he? Just twice pit stops then. And he's on the mediums again. This man has come out of the pit lane with still a 23-second advantage. Drew not happy with his pace then as he retires. Don Pedrito comes out of the pit stand, 2nd place. Owen in 3rd. 4 is Andrew Pittsmith now. He's going to be coming out on new tyres. It's going to be the mediums then for the Haas as he exits the pit lane. See you in a bit, Drew. Thanks for joining, mate. See you later. And Ferrari for Life is your leader with only 9 remaining racing laps then. He is leading. Don Pedrito is in 2. Owen is in 3. Passy 4. Speed Freak 5. Andrew Pittsmith then is in 6. Red 44 Dog is in 7. Percival is in 8. Pepe's in 9. Stray Dog 10. And Davey will be 11 when he crosses the line and, you know, gets reorientated again. Pepe's with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings here then, as Ferrari for Life is going to make his way around and soon to start lap 28. If we go on to the penalties, it is Don Pedrito with 3 seconds, same with Owen and Red 44 Dog and Percival and Pepe's. This is the move here then, isn't it? I think we've just seen Andrew Pittsmith then get ahead of Speed Freak there. But, 3 seconds for all of them. Then it is 6 for Passy and Speed Freak. And then it is 12 for Davey. So Andrew Pittsmith in a good position here then. 6-second penalty for Passy. And if he can catch the Alpine by 1.5 seconds, this man on your screen will be able to take 4th place today. At the minute, all the guys with penalties are all going to cancel each other out pretty much, apart from Speed Freak, I believe, who is going to be able to take that. Pepe's into the first corner then, and he is in 8th position. It is 16 seconds of penalties then for Speed Freak, which is pretty huge. As Ferrari for Life heads around the final corner, then he'll start lap 29 now, nearly into the 30s. Speed Freak picks up a 3-second time penalty then for multiple warnings, and we are on lap 29 of 36 then. Passy and Owen seem to swap positions, ladies and gents. Passy gets into third, Owen now in fourth, fighting back. It's the Racing Bull looking for that third place if he can, but he drops down to four and not able to get ahead just yet. Passy holds that position, and he is on the podium as it stands. But Owen, at the minute, would be on the podium on penalties when they cross the line. He, of course, is the man without, he's got 3 seconds less penalties than Passy, which is going to allow him a place up. But 5 laps remaining then, everybody. 5 more times around the Austrian circuit, and then we are done. Pepe 7, Percival then loses out on a position there, down to P8. A great move for Pepe then, which allows him P7, and he does make a move up. Ladies and gentlemen, only 5 laps left then with the drivers, as Ferrari for Life is going to make his way around with his teammate of Davey behind him. But by 2 minutes, sorry, Davey is behind by a huge gap, and it really hasn't gone the Ferrari's way today. Ferrari sandwich around the grid, as it is both of them in 1 and 11, front and back of the grid today. Here comes Ferrari for Life then to start, lap 32. And he has a kick sour of Speed Freak in front of him. He'd be the next driver to lap then if he gets the chance. But he's leading right now by 27.3, now 27.4 seconds over Don Pedrito, who's running in third place. And as it stands, would hold his second place. Passy, of course, has got a 6-second penalty. Owen is behind that in 4. That means that Owen would take third place because he's got 3 seconds less. Passy would drop down below Owen. Owen will be on the podium at this rate then if it stays like this. Andrew Pittsmith then is 6 seconds behind. If Owen gets another penalty, Andrew might be able to make a move into 4, but we are not at that stage yet. Yellow flags then heading down into the right-hand side. I'm not entirely sure who's caused that, but we did have some yellow flags being flown. Owen in four then, he's got Passy in front of him. And these positions really haven't changed that much recently, have they? But can the Racing Bull make a move here on Passy? We are all hoping to see some more overtakes before the end, and this could be it for the drivers then. Passy sat in third place, ladies and gentlemen. Owen in 4 as we head into the final 2 corners here in Austria. And Davey has spun around on the turn 3 or 4, I think, as Davey does spin the car down to P11 for him, unfortunately. As Ferrari for Life sat in P1 and leading Don Pedrito 2, Passy 3, Owen 4, Andrew Pittsmith in 5th position. But Ferrari for Life then is leading this race, and he will make the line for lap 34 of 36 then in a moment's time. He is leading by nearly 29 seconds over Don Pedrito, and each lap that goes by just gaining even more time, and the Racing Bull behind him just can't keep up with this kind of pace that Ferrari for Life is outputting in his car. Passy with a 3-second time penalty then. And we have some action going on here between two drivers. Percival is right on the rear end of Pepe's here, then the Haas car just about onto the gravel there nearly. We've got Percival trying to make a pass here, looking for a move then. Is he going to be able to get ahead here of the Haas, or is it a lost cause? The Haas goes a little bit deep there, a little bit wide around the final few corners and towards the line. The Williams might hold an advantage in his hand here then, with a bit of a better extra exit speed then on the final corner. Here comes Percival then for a move up the inside line. He backs out. As lap 35 begins, the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix is upon us. As I don't think there's going to be an incredible amount of highlights tonight, but Pepe just gets ahead of Percival. As Percival now does lose out of place down to P8, which is a shame for him. I'm looking forward to see where the drivers finish after the penalties. At the minute, Passy with 9 seconds. That's going to bring Andrew Pittsmith into play as well, and I think P4 might be for Andrew Pittsmith. We're going to get Owen on the podium here at the moment at this rate as we cross the line with the drivers who now they start their penultimate lap. Ferrari for Life is very nearly starting his final lap. This is the difference in gap between the drivers. There's 30 seconds between Dom Pedrito and Ferrari for Life. Between Passy and Dom Pedrito, between Passy and Ferrari for Life, there's 38 nearly in that gap. There is over 38 seconds actually in that gap. Nearly 40 seconds the gap. Huge, huge times then. As these guys are probably going to fight at the back. Owen trying to make a pass here on Passy if possible. Percival up the inside line. Percival makes a pass here on Pepe's. Pepe's has to drop back a little bit, and the Williams of Percival has managed to get into that 6th position. Ladies and gentlemen, a move up then for the Williams allows him another place up. 9.8 seconds now is the gap between him and Andrew Pittsmith. He's got a 6-second penalty though, and that is going to ruin that for him. Here is Ferrari for Life then as your race leader on lap 36 of 36. A race that, in my opinion, actually has flown by quite quickly indeed. And we've definitely got on with this. This does not feel like it's took that long at all, in my opinion. And it's been quite an enjoyable session to get on with. Hopefully you've all enjoyed as much as this man on your screen has, because Ferrari for Life, round the final corner here in Austria, is going to win for the first time ever, and is the Austrian Grand Prix winner for the 4th round of the season here in Extinguished Motorsports. Dom Pedrito claims 2nd place then when he comes round. He will take P2 once he gets there, and the rest of the pack will follow closely behind him. But it is Dom Pedrito who will be taking 2nd place when he gets there, and it's Passy 3rd, Owen in 4. Owen at the minute is going to be on for a podium, and we will get him in the interview room tonight. Absolutely brilliant race, especially from Ferrari for Life, who has absolutely dominated the competition by a huge gap. Dom Pedrito will finish in P2. Here comes Passy towards the line then, ladies and gentlemen, who will be taking 3rd on track, but Owen takes it on penalties. Andrew Pittsmith without a penalty then. He's going to come round now, and we're going to find out what kind of time he's going to set across the line. Will he be any higher after the penalties, or will that be it for him? Andrew Pittsmith over the line then. P5 for him, no improvement. Percival then will cross the line in 6th, and P7 is Pepe's to complete this tonight. The Williams there, maybe we're looking for a bit of a fight here. Both of them over the line together. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Race concluded. Next up is your interviews. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to quickly look at the results. Race winner then, Ferrari for Life, same with the fastest lap. Driver of the day, Owen, must overtake Speed Freak, and Andrew Pittsmith then will take the cleanest driver award today. Right then, on to the interviews, which we're going to get on with quite swiftly. Ferrari for Life already waiting in the interview room, so we're going to get on with him straight off the bat. That's if it loads, because it's been taking a while. Bear with me a momento.
What did you have? Fucking hell.
Bear with me 2 secs, guys. Hang on.
No,
I had a quick.
you had a quick setup, Jesus. Oh, gee.
Oh, come on, man.
I should have got P2, I can't lie.
Right then, I think we can get on with it. Let's go with the race winner then, shall we? Friday for Life. I believe I spoke to you on Tuesday, didn't I? Yesterday, I think.
Yeah, you did.
In the interview room, and it's becoming a reoccurring thing. Taking the win today by about, I think it was over 30 seconds, wasn't it? Complete domination. Just give us your overview on that.
Pretty boring, really. On Spotify, basically a farm job.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Was it? I'm guessing you didn't really find much competition there. Then it was just pretty easy through the whole thing.
Yeah, I think my biggest competition was track limit. What else?
Fair enough. Well, of course, Extinguished Motorsports, it is the realistic performance. You've done well tonight. If you're not in the Ferrari next week, do you think you're still going to be up there?
100%, definitely.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. And in terms of the championship, only round 4. I think maybe out of 10 to 15 rounds we have. Are you expecting top 5 in the championship?
If I do every race, I'll probably forget.
Fair enough. Fair play. Well done on the win, mate. I appreciate you joining again. Thank you very much.
Take care, mate.
Right, Owen, let's speak to you. Not spoke to you since round 1, I think. And
I've got a podium, that's all I care about.
Podium, love to hear it. Give us your thoughts on that.
Well, first of all, I did not expect rain in qualifying, to be honest.
Yeah.
And when I invalidated my final lap, I was like, I am so in the mud.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, like, everything just worked out so perfect for me in the race. Like, I was fighting with Passy, we made a bit of contact with each other, so I've said sorry to him for that. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. But my race pace was actually quite good, which I was honestly not expecting, because tire wear is very high around this circuit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No one could challenge Ferrari for life, because he was actually rapid. He won by like 45 seconds.
Yeah.
So fair play to him. He drove a good race, in my opinion. But yeah, decent result. Definitely payback for what happened in Hungary when I finished P5, wasn't it? I think I finished P5.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, my pace was actually not bad.
Good stuff. In terms of the strategy tonight, was it all smooth sailing, or did you have to change anything last minute?
Well, like I said, since I was starting at the back, I was saying to Stray, should I go on softs just to go full send?
Yeah.
Which are a bit more, a bit more pacey with like mediums.
Yeah,
so I thought, let me go on mediums. And then there's no way I was going to do a one stop, because tire wear was high tire wear, like I said. But yeah, the strategy just played a big part. I was so confident getting P2, but my teammate was actually pretty quick, because he was on mediums towards the end, and I couldn't knock challenge for him.
Well done both of you for positions. We're not going to get to speak to the second place, because he's not going to join, but I appreciate you both coming in, and well done to both of you.
Thank you.
No worries. See you later, guys. See you later. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the interviews. That is it for Extinguished Motorsports. Watch out for later tonight, where I'm going to post the race highlight reel. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you all next Wednesday. Good night.